like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of AEW Rampage and Dynamite. Obviously, Dynamite's week commencing the 8th of May, and Rampage is the week prior, could give you the week prior in England. So it started with Team Hobbs versus Ray Phoenix, Penta, and Vikingo. I believe that's his name, in a really good match. Go and watch it, I haven't seen it. But Penta gets the win. I'm reviewing Rampage right now. Then we have MJF basically shown going mad after the loss of his tag team to now his match at Double or Nothing is now a four-way for his title, and he is not happy. We have Chris Jericho in the back saying he won't do any commentating due to Adam Cole just attacking him, so he's not going to go anywhere near ringside. Then we had Jade Cargill versus some chick. Jade Cargill gets the win in an absolute squash match. So Jade Cargill is now 57-0. Then we have Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal saying they want to face FTR, and Mark Briscoe once again is getting caught in the middle of it. Then we had Mark Briscoe versus Vance in a really good match, but in the end, Mark Briscoe gets the win. Then we have an interview with Dustin. Dustin Rhodes was about to have an interview, then got beaten down by Brian Cage, with Swerve there saying, "Yo, we ain't forgot about you, baby. We coming back for you, bro." And then obviously Keith Lee turns up for the save, but they hightail it. Then in the main event of the evening, it's the Firm versus the Hardys in a deletion match. So in this match, there's fighting in the park, there's fighting in the house, there's in a wrestling ring, there's fighting in the forest. Obviously, they was using fireworks as well as guns. They was jumping off containers. The other member of the Top Flight returned as well, so you got 4 members of Top Flight back. It was a really good match. Go and watch it. There was even fights with Stokely was getting beaten down by Matt Hardy's kids, his wife, his caretaker, whoever that guy is, his dad, his caretaker, whoever that guy is. And yeah, it was a bit of a mad, crazy show, but in the end, they were deleted and Matt Hardy got the victory. Then we move on to Dynamite. So Dynamite starts with Claudio versus Ray Phoenix in a double jeopardy match. So basically, Claudio is the world champion and Ray Phoenix is the tag team champions. Whoever wins gets a shot at the other person's title. Really good match, but in the end, Claudio wins. So it looks like Claudio's going to get a tag team title shot at Ray Phoenix title, ROH title. Then we had the return of Miro, and basically you see Miro literally going in to talk to Tony Khan. So let's see what happens. It's good to see Miro back. I like Miro, so let's see what he hopefully does something with Miro. Then we have basically all 4 competitors in a Double or Nothing main event, all talking about their history and their past and how they got to wrestling. Starts with basically MJF. I think MJF took something from Cody Rhodes. He goes, "So what do you want me to talk about? This is what you want me to talk about?" So he's basically just talking up the 4 pillars, but saying out of all pillars, he is the guy. So we'll see. Then we have the Kenny Omega versus John Moxley preview about their cage match, everything leading up to it. So I'm looking forward to watching that. Well, I did look forward to watching it. Then we have the FTR come out, call for Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe comes out, but he doesn't come out yet. Sunday Dudd comes out, Singh, Jay Lethal, Double J comes out. It's going to be the FTR versus Double J and Jeff Jarrett. Because Mark Briscoe comes out and said he spoke to Tony Khan and it got the confirmation that he's going to be the special guest referee. So I'm looking forward to that match. Then we have Chris Jericho. He says he has a court order against Adam Cole. Then Roderick in the back turns up. Roderick Strong turns up, and then he also says he's got a court order against the JS. So it's going to be Roderick Strong versus Chris Jericho in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Then in the back we see Thunder Rosa turn up with no makeup and say she wants to talk to Tony Khan as well. So it's good to see she's back and she's active. Then we have basically Sammy Guevara turn up. He basically talking about he's saying the same thing as talking up the 4-way match, talking about where he's come from. You got Chris Jericho talking him up as well, saying he was meant for this. This is why Chris Jericho chose him. Rah 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 rah. You got his wife saying this is it. This is his destiny. So we'll see. Then we have Tony Khan saying that basically it's going to be a big announcement next week on the show. I have no idea what's going to be, but I'm looking forward to it. Then it goes into Orange Cassidy versus Danny Garcia for the International Championship in a really good match, but in the end, Orange Cassidy wins. Then we have Christian Cage come out. With Luchasaurus basically trashes Detroit altogether. Christian says he gets a title shot at the TNT Championship because he's Christian Cage, and says all the wrestlers in the back have daddy issues This is why Arn Anderson is now with Wardlow, so we'll see what happens there. Then we have Darby Allin, so talking about his background, skateboarding, why he's in wrestling, and what he's going to do at Double or Nothing, so we'll see. Then we have Julia Hart versus Anna Jay in a no-hold-barred match, which is really good match. But in the end, Julia gets the win. Then we have the best friends in the back, and they're ready for the trios match versus the House of Black. Then we have the House of Black versus the best friends for the trios championship. Really good match. Go and watch. I haven't seen it. It's House of Black rules, so the rules were slightly different. But in the end, the House of Black get the win. Then we have Carl Fletcher. Calls out, he lays out Orange Cassidy and basically wants his shot, and he's from the Aussie Open. Then we have Jungle Boy talking about his road to the title, talking about what motivated him, talking about he doesn't trust any of the other three in the match, but he's going to get the victory, so we'll see. Then we have Jay White calling out Ricky Stark, so we'll see what happens there. Them two need to have a street fight or something to settle their differences. Then in the main event of the evening is Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega in a cage match. It's everything you want, really. There's blood in there, there's tables, there's chairs, I think there was ladders, there was glass as well, there was tacks, there was people going on the tacks, and people getting DDT'd onto the tacks, there's getting suplex onto the tacks, power drive onto the tacks. In the end, so Kenny Omega hits Jon Moxley with a knee through a V-trigger, through the side of the fence. The fence comes down, they get back into the ring. Then Don Callis turns up. Don Callis has got a screwdriver. Kenny's about to get the win, and then Don Callis hits Kenny Omega with the screwdriver and basically screws him, no pun intended, and then Jon Moxley gets the victory. So Don Callis has turned on Kenny Omega. Wow. So that's your review of Rampage and Dynamite. Leave a comment.